This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Crews in California are going up against historic wildfires as the season here in the Northwest ramps up. We're getting an update on the dozens of fires impacting communities across Oregon and Washington, and learning about a deadly helicopter crash near Mount Hood while crews work to put out the flames.
Also this morning, we're getting ready for day 2 of the Republican National Convention by recapping last night's speakers and setting the stage for tonight's scheduled speakers.
And it's now do or die for the Trailblazers after getting blown out last night by the Lakers. And it's going to be an uphill battle after Damian Lillard left the court with a knee injury. Great.
Oh, my gosh, I couldn't even watch. I don't want to revisit that. Let's think of something happier. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for getting up early with us on this Tuesday, August 25th. It's good to see you, my friend Drew Carney, back in the mix today.
Thank you, Brenda. Thank you. Are we really supposed to smile, though, after that quick Blazers report?
Gotta move on.
Let's frown. And then we'll have Joe Ranieri turn our frowns upside down, perhaps, with a pleasant August forecast. What do you have for us, Joe?
Drew, that's a great toss, and absolutely I'm going to be turning those frowns upside down pretty quickly because we're going to be looking at temperatures out the door this morning, right around the upper 50s to low 60s, but heading into the later part of the afternoon, once again, we're going to be seeing some fantastic conditions. By midday, we'll be at 72 degrees, on our way to a high of 82 degrees. Notice the sunset, Nina and Drew, 8 o'clock. This is going to be our last sunset at 8 o'clock or later because we're going to slowly start to lose daylight. We've already been slowly losing daylight here throughout a good part of August. I'll talk more about the 7-day forecast in just a couple of minutes. Nina, back to you.
It's going fast. All right, Joe, thank you. We begin this morning with a tragedy in the Mount Hood National Forest where a firefighting helicopter crashed, killing the pilot on board.
That's right, Nina. That helicopter was doing water drops on the 1,100-acre White River fire when it crashed. Deputies from the Wasco County Sheriff's Office and Forest Service crews went out to the accident site. Right now, though, it's still unclear what exactly caused this crash. Here's what U.S. Forest Service spokeswoman Rachel Paulitz wrote in a statement. She said, "The firefighting community is heartbroken to learn of this tragic loss, and our condolences go out to the pilot's family, friends, and coworkers." We're expecting to learn more about this crash later this morning. Of course, we'll bring you any updates as soon as we get them here into our newsroom. There are quite a few wildfires burning right now in both Oregon and Washington. Air quality and the possibility of flare-ups remain the two biggest concerns. Bryant Clerkley joins us live right now with the latest. Good morning, Bryant.
Good morning, Drew. And there's about 20 wildfires burning in Oregon and Washington, and this all comes from lightning strikes in central and eastern Oregon. And this is a problem with the smoke and the haze, and that's why there are air quality alerts for much of southern Oregon. And this is what the metro area has been seeing over the last couple of days. Clear skies, and now take a look at this satellite imagery showing what it was like in central Oregon this weekend. And in southern Oregon, the haze is especially thick as smoke from the California fires is adding to the misery. Oregon crews, however, are managing to knock down the blazes in the state.
Unfortunately, we are receiving some of the smoke from California coming up through the state of Oregon. Our fires, fortunately, over the last 24 hours or so, our fire crews have been doing great progress.
Now, the air quality alerts are in effect in southern Oregon until Wednesday, and officials with the Northwest Interagency Coordination Center say that wildfire season could go until late September or early October. Drew?
All right, Brian Clerkley reporting on the latest wildfire conditions here in the Pacific Northwest. Let's talk about California, though, for a moment, because crews are battling more than 600 wildfires there right now. Altogether, those California fires have burned more than 1.4 million acres. The largest is the Lightning Complex fire, which is north of San Francisco. It's burned more than 350,000 acres as of this morning. It's 25% contained. More than 900 homes have been destroyed and tens of thousands of people have been forced to evacuate. We'll have more of those California fires coming up in our next half hour.
Back here locally, Portland police declared another riot overnight as a crowd of about 300 people made their way to police union headquarters in North Portland and set 2 fires outside the building. Police say somebody used an accelerant on those fires. We also saw people pulling chain link fences into the streets to block traffic. Officers made 25 arrests and used some tear gas on the crowd. Well, Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler is ordering a review after police failed to intervene during fights between protesters on Saturday afternoon. That violence happened in front of the Justice Center as right-wing activists clashed with counter-protesters. One person from the alt-right groups even pointed a gun at people in the crowd. No arrests were made, and in a statement, Mayor Wheeler said, "I vehemently opposed what the Proud Boys and those associated with them stand for, and I will not tolerate hate speech and the damage it does in our city." White nationalists, particularly those coming to our city armed, threaten the safety of Portlanders and are not welcome here. For their part, police tell us they didn't have enough officers working on Saturday to respond. The Bureau says it's shifting resources to handle nightly riots and demonstrations.
Now to the latest on the coronavirus. Oregon reported 3 more deaths yesterday, along with 220 new cases. And as you can see from this graph of infections, the average rate is starting to dip in recent weeks. So the Oregon Health Authority says it's also seeing the positive test rate decline. It's down to 4.5%. That's half of the 9% national average. We're also seeing a shift in who is getting sick. Right now, it's more people under the age of 40. But of those people under 40, less than 15% of them need to be hospitalized for the virus. It can still be deadly, though. In Multnomah County alone, 5 people under 40 have died of COVID-19. Here is why health experts think they may be more likely to get sick than older people.
This is a group that socializes quite a bit. This is a group that we know takes risks. Certainly, the numbers are in their favor, but I think this is a reminder that there are no guarantees with this virus.
The majority of people testing positive for the virus in Oregon right now are in their 20s and 30s.
Oregonians who are out of work right now could soon get an extra $300 in weekly unemployment aid. Oregon is applying for a federal program that would provide the assistance for up to 5 weeks. President Trump authorized the program after Congress failed to extend the weekly $600 federal unemployment aid last month. Oregon joins Washington and dozens of other states that have already applied for this program. Meanwhile, TriMet says it's getting close to returning to pre-pandemic levels. It expects to have 90% of its service back by the end of the month. That's when fall schedules take effect. TriMet temporarily reduced service back in April. And we do have one more TriMet related story for you. A Mac stop in Northeast Portland is now open again. It was closed after police found 2 possible explosive devices in the parking lot near the Cascade Station shopping center. Investigators are still trying to figure out if the devices were legitimate and if they were left there on purpose. So this is where we'd like to pass along some good news, Brenda Braxton, but we're talking about the Blazers right now, and what happened last night against the Lakers was anything but good.
Game 4 of their best-of-7 series with Los Angeles. I mean, it was a complete blowout. It was tough to watch. Portland didn't score a single point during the first 4 minutes of the game. They gave up 80 in the first half. And to make things even worse, Damian Lillard hurt his right knee in the third quarter. I mean, he's a fighter. He tried to play, but eventually he had to leave the game, and he didn't come back. Coach Terry Stotts says he doesn't know how serious Dame's injury is, so we're all just kind of waiting on an update at this point. The Lakers win this one, final score 135-115. They lead the series 3-1. It is win or go home for the Blazers in Game 5. Come on, Rip City, you need to send them some good energy. Tip-off is tomorrow night at 6. All right, let's switch gears. Check back with Joe Ranieri. He's got a nice little Tuesday weather forecast for us.
Hey, good morning to you, Brenna. It's not just nice today, it's going to be nice the entire week and beyond. So the last week of August is shaping up to be very comfortable, at least throughout the coast of the valley. As we take a quick look at the radar, we are picking up a little bit of some precipitation with a chance for some thunderstorms throughout the central and eastern side of the state. Of course, Bryant talked about this just a couple of minutes ago. The fire danger is going to remain high here the next couple of days throughout the high desert, picking up a little bit of some thunderstorm activity along the Oregon-Idaho border as well. Looking at the future cast overcast. We're going to be seeing nothing but sunshine throughout the beaches and in the valley here the next couple of days. And by tomorrow afternoon, again, the threat of more showers and thunderstorms will continue throughout the Oregon Cascades. And there's also the air quality alert, too, in place because of the wildfires that continue to burn throughout the east side of the state. And of course, some of those the smoke that's coming in from the California wildfires are going to be impacting folks over that part of the state as well. Temperature-wise, we're looking in the upper 50s throughout the city. A little bit cooler throughout Hillsborough at 53 degrees. Timber Junction along Highway 26 there, looking at a temperature of 45 degrees. By lunchtime, we'll be looking at readings right around the low 70s, daytime high of 82 degrees, and our forecast really isn't going to be changing much over the next couple of days. Sunny skies today, sunny skies for Wednesday, and Brenda, it stays just as nice all the way into Friday. A little bit warmer for Friday, and then we cool off a little bit, but not too shabby for late August. We're not going to be seeing any excessive heat anytime soon.
You done good, Joe. You done good. All right, still ahead on Sunrise, Nina's going to be back with your national headlines in the morning rush.
And we're also recapping the first night of the Republican National Convention. So we're going to have more on the president's nomination, and we'll catch up with some of Oregon's delegates as well. Also this morning, stay tuned for this story. It's a story about a woman who continues to beat the odds because first, she survived cancer, and now she's opening up a juice cafe in Portland while other businesses, so many other businesses, are shutting down. We're going to have her story in 15 minutes.